What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, back live with another one. In today's video, I actually want to do something a bit different. Instead of pre-recording the video and talking about my predictions, I actually want to do it with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I actually want to do it with you guys and just have a nice little chat. So 744, why you say to change the title? What do you mean? What do you mean change the title? Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Let's talk about the English Premier League predictions for the 2019-20 season. 2020-21 season. What am I talking about? I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck in last season. But guys, I didn't actually want to do this video, but I did the framework already, and I'm like, I have to do this, man. I have to do this. I have to do this. So it's in the title. I actually made the mistake too, huh? You see, I told you guys. I told you. It's the 2020-21 season. You see that? Man, telling you, man, I'm stuck in 2020, 2019-20, man. Crazy. Okay, let me get that changed. Not a good start, but we're in 2020, man. We're in 2020. These things are actually expected. You know what I'm saying? So hello to everybody up in here, man. So guys, make sure you let me know if you're hearing me well, if the music isn't overshadowing my voice or anything, because we're gonna have a fun little prediction session here. I've made up my mind already who I'm going to predict to get relegated and win the league. I've made up my mind. So it doesn't matter who signed who, we have to pick. Because if everybody are going to sign players, what are we going to do? Place everybody in the top 10? No. Somebody has to go down. Somebody has to win the league. So I don't care if Fulham signed Alphonso Areola yesterday, and someone just said that, well, Damian Perez said they just signed Kenny Tete. Guys, remember, Fulham spent $100 million the season they got relegated. And look, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter who you sign. Seriously, it doesn't matter who you want to sign. If you're meant to go down, you're meant to go down. They just can't save you. And that's the harsh reality of the Premier League, or any league, as a matter of fact. That's just the harsh reality. So I'm going to get into the predictions, and what we're going to do, we're going to still look at the teams and see what kind of transfer business they have done. And briefly, and note I said briefly, just discuss the dealings of each team. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this thing going. The way I'm going to do this, guys, I'm going to start from 10th place to 20th, and then come back to 9th to number 1. I don't just want to start from 20th and, be typical. Let's start from 10th. So we're going to start from 10th place. And guys, surprisingly, in 10th place, I have. You know what? Before I give you that, let's just take a quick recap of what happened in the league last season. Let's do that. Let's take a quick recap and just look at what happened in the league last season. So as you guys can see, Liverpool won the title, 99 points. City came in second, 81. United third, 66. You see the gap between second and third? Guys, I think that gap could actually close this season. Chelsea fourth on 66 points as well. Only goal difference separating them from Man United. Leicester fifth, Spurs sixth, Wolves seventh, Arsenal eighth. Lowest they finished in 20 years. We had Sheffield United, newly promoted, finishing ninth. That was quite impressive. Burnley 10th, quite impressive after the problems they had off the field and on the field. Southampton miraculously finishing 11th. Everton, look out for them this season, finishing 12th. 13th, Newcastle. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Newly promoted. Okay. Crystal Palace, Brighton, West Ham. Oh, these teams all need to do better next season. Villa finishing 17th after spending so much, barely staying up. And Bournemouth, Watford, and Norwich getting relegated. The new teams for the 2020-21 season will be Leeds United, who won the championship, West Bromwich Albion, who came in second, and Fulham, who won the championship playoff final over Brentford. So I'm going to just pull up the new season here, 2020-21 season, pulled up here. All the teams are here. Arsenal, the FA Cup winner. Liverpool, the champions. Man City, the League Cup winner. So a lot of transfers are happening right now. But we have to, guys. We have to pick a winner. We have to pick a team going down. And we can't linger on the fact that teams are making transfers or teams are not making transfers or whatever. Because transfers are going to happen up until early October. Okay, so these predictions are just predictions. Take them as that. Do not look too much into the predictions. I think you should take them seriously, but don't overthink the whole thing. And that's why I chose to do this live stream right now, because I don't want to overthink it and not do the live stream. You understand? And not do a prediction. So that's why I chose to go live, because to be honest, to make the video, I think it was going to be a bit too overwhelming for me, to be honest, because of my time restraints. So what we're going to do, we're going to predict. Guys, at 10th position, let me pull this up. 10th position, guys. I chose to go in with Leicester City. Leicester City. I know it's a tough call. But I'm going with Leicester to drop 5 places off from last season to 10th. Leicester City. And the reason why I'm picking Leicester to get 10th, they did well last season. They overachieved, and then they underwhelmed at the back of the season after Project Restart. They should have done a lot better. I think they should have got Champions League football. But I think the fact that they're going to be in the Europa League next season playing Thursday night football is going to affect their form tremendously. And you guys saw that they had a lot of injuries at the back end of last season. Guys like Chilwell, Ricardo Pereira, all injured, and Madison as well, and it affected them big time. So I think their form is going to be affected. Their squad depth is going to be tested. They have only made one big signing so far, Timothy Castagne from Atalanta, as you guys can see here. We could look at their transfers this season, current season's transfers. We could run through their squad really quick. But this is the transfer business this season. Only Timothy Castagne coming in to replace the outgoing, he's a fullback, to replace the outgoing Ben Chilwell, who moved to Chelsea. So they had 50 million euros from incoming, and they spent 24 million of that. There might be, and there may be more signings, and they may choose to hold on to some of these guys here who came back from loan. As you guys could see, Andy King, he left the club. George Thomas, Kaputska left, but he was never really part of Leicester City. Ryan Bennett coming back from loan. I don't know if he's going to stay on. But you got guys like Ghezal. You have Diabate, Adrian Silva, Slimani. All these guys, Filip Benkovic, all these guys might go back out on loan, or maybe they'll stay. The fact that they have European football, maybe they'll stay. But I don't think it will be enough for them to place higher than 10th, in my opinion. If we want to look back at the squad, guys, look back at the squad really quick. They still have a lot of quality. Kasper Schmeichel, very quality goalkeeper. 33 years old, he's getting up there in age, but he is still a very quality goalkeeper. At centre back, Chagla Soyuncu, Johnny Evans did really well last season. Expect to see those two back there in defense. Wes Morgan, his career is winding down. You got Fuchs, his career is winding down as well. But you saw the likes of Luke Thomas coming through and James Justin coming through to add depth to the squad. Those guys will be big this season. Ricardo Pereira, I think he's fit again, or maybe he's not fully fit, but he would be a very, very big player for Leicester City this season. Ndidi, Chowdhury, Mendy, all these guys, Amate. These guys are all, Mendy and Amate, French players, Chowdhury, but they will still provide some type of backbone. They have the Belgian talents in Tillemans, Dennis Pratt, to add steel to the middle. We have guys like Harvey Barnes, who is getting more experience every season, and he did well last season. Could have done better. Madison Gray, and of course, Jamie Vardy. I think Jamie Vardy is going to score 15 goals in the Premier League this season. That's a prediction for me there. But guys like Perez and Iheanacho will need to support Brendan Rodgers a lot more this season. They need to give the manager a bit more backing, but they would also need the time on the field, especially Iheanacho. Iheanacho needs to step up, man. He's still only 23, but I'm going for Leicester City to come in 10th. What are you guys saying there? Leicester City to come in 10th. Who are you predicting to come in 10th, guys? I'm going for Leicester. I'm going for Leicester City. That's my prediction. Leicester at 10th, and I'm final on that. We have someone, Subash, saying Southampton at 10th, but I'm going for Leicester City, and you guys are not giving. Okay, we have Javale O'Hara. He's saying Burnley. Robert Robinson, my prediction. Well, look. We're not up there yet. Namdi is saying Newcastle for 10th. Damian Perez, Southampton for 10th. Crystal Palace at 10th, said Munir Saeed. So that's what I'm going to take right now. And I'm going to move on to 11th, guys. 11th. The team I'm predicting to come in 11th again will be Southampton. Southampton, guys. I think Ralph Hasenhüttl deserves a statue at the St. Mary's Stadium. Maybe I'm going off. Maybe I'm being a bit, maybe I'm exaggerating. But what he did last season was simply amazing. After losing 9-0 to Leicester City, I thought Southampton were doomed. But they bounced back nicely. Ralph Hasenhüttl did his magic, and Southampton placed 11th. Danny Ings. What a season he had. But let's just change this over to Southampton really quick before I get stuck on Leicester City there. But what a season for Danny Ings, though. Great season for Danny Ings. Last season, he had guys like Redmond had a great season. Great season for Redmond. Ward-Prowse, so good of a season, he got called up to the England national team again. And you got Che Adams getting his act together at the back end of the season. Guys like Michael Obafemi as well, chipped in with a few goals. Genipo injured for most of the season, but I think, if he stays fit, he would be a force to be reckoned with. You got to shout out the goalkeeper, man. Alex McCarthy filled in for Angus Gunn after that 9-0 drubbing and did a stellar job. Center backs in Jan Bednarek was big last season. Vestergaard as well. Shout outs to these guys, man. Kyle Walker-Peters came in the end there. He is one of the biggest signings so far this season, and he did a really, really good job. Højbjerg left the club. So, look, let me just switch this to the 2021 season really quick to reflect that. I don't know why it did that. But Southampton, I think, are going to do very, very, very well this season. Once again, at 11th. And let me just check their transfer dealings so far. I think they signed one player in the name of Salisu, a center back, to further strengthen their back line. Kyle Walker-Peters, Mohamed Salisu. So Southampton, they are strengthening their defense, and that's a good thing. Mario Lemina left for Fulham on loan. They have guys like Vokins coming up from the B team, Lewis coming up from the B team, Nathan Teller. So they're promoting their youth player, which is very, very good. You have some guys came back from loan. You have a few guys left the club like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but Pierre-Emile Højbjerg left for Tottenham. It was a swap deal between Højbjerg and Kyle Walker-Peters. Harrison Reed left for Fulham. Lemina on loan to Fulham. Suarez to Arsenal, as we all know. Jack Rose to Walsall. Maya Yoshida left the club. Kevin Danso went back to Germany. He was horrible. He was definitely horrible. So, guys, I'm going for Southampton to finish 11th. I can't say anything more about Southampton, but I think they would have another another stellar season in the English Premier League. They will survive once again. So let's go back to the Premier League table right here. And at 12th, guys, at 12th, I'm going to go, and I have it already. It's predetermined. I'm not making the predictions right now. I'm going to go for Newcastle United. Newcastle United, guys, at 12th. What are your thoughts? Let me see your thoughts right about now. Newcastle United at 12th right now. So Damian Perez saying he chose Burnley for 11th. Flynn, what's up, bro? As much as I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm not sure they'll win it, as they haven't been at their best since lockdown. So Celestial is saying Leeds or Sheffield at 11. Robert Robinson saying Leeds at 11. We have JaVale O'Hara saying Leeds as well. Mustafa, he's saying Wolves at 10th. Jack Jerem, Southampton at 10th. So, guys, I'm going for Newcastle United. Newcastle United at 10th, man. That's my team for, not 10th, 12th. 12th, get it right. Get it right, 12th. The thing about this, doing this live, it's going to be raw. It's going to be raw. There'll be a few stuttering. There'll be some mistakes. But I'd rather do it live with you than, labor for a couple hours editing that video. Seriously. So I'm going to go for Newcastle United at 12th. And even after another failed takeover, I think they'll still survive and be in the Premier League next season, to be honest. And Steve Bruce have already added a few players, not a few, quite a bit of players to his squad. Let's take a look at their transfer dealings right now. And we're going to see the signings they have made. I'll let you know my thoughts on these signings. And I think they're good enough signings to keep them up in the Premier League, because look here. Callum Wilson, he's a proven goal scorer in the Premier League. He's 28 years old, moving on from Bournemouth, who got relegated, wasn't at their best last season. But I think he will provide a lot more goals than Joel Linton did for them last season, which in turn would help them stay up and not really struggle so much. Typical mid-table performance. And that's a good signing, in my opinion. 22 million euros, kind of hefty fee. Maybe around 15 million for a 28-year-old striker would have been a bit more realistic. But that's fine. If they have the money to spend, why not? Jamal Lewis, left back, brought in from Norwich. They did have a problem at left back, because remember last season they had to bring in Jetro Willems, and he got injured. They brought in Valentino Lazaro, who is a right wing back. He left already, so they were bringing in fullbacks on loan, so they did need a fullback. So Jamal Lewis, solid signing, was linked to Liverpool, but now he will be a Newcastle player. Mark Gillespie, backup goalkeeper for sure for Dubravka. Jeff Hendrick came over from Burnley. Solid player who would give you a midfield, a lot of steel. Ryan Fraser, I think his best season is past him, but you never know. Maybe he could pull off a revival this season. So he came in from Bournemouth as well. So if Ryan Fraser and Callum Wilson starts the games together, there will be a lot of chemistry right there. So those are the three signings they have made. Four main signings of Fraser, Hendrick, Lewis, and Wilson. No big overseas signing yet, meaning when I say overseas, Spanish or French signings quite yet, but the window is still open and we could see that happening. So as you guys can see, Willems went back, Valentino Lazaro left, and those were the two big departures for Newcastle United. I think they'll be all right. I think they will place 12th. And I think Steve Bruce would stay on as a manager for yet another season. I'm not predicting him to get the sack. So let's go back to the Premier League homepage, and I'm gonna let you guys know who I have at 13th, but I want to see who you guys have at 12th. Who do you guys have at 12th? Okay, I need to mute that. Okay, 12th. Damian Perez, he's saying Burnley for 11th. Good prediction, says Namdi. So we have Dan Magro saying 12th is accurate for Newcastle. We have Yankee Graham. I think the battle will be between Manchester City and Chelsea. You're way ahead. I still believe Liverpool would win it. Klopp got him sorted. You're way ahead as well. Any news for Koulibaly? This is not that type of video. So we're at 13th. And the team I chose to come in 13th will be Sheffield United. They have been doing quite a bit of business, though. Let me say that. They have been doing quite a bit of business. But I think after what they've done last season, Chris Wilder and his boys are getting figured out. Their system, their style of play is getting figured out. Usage of the kind of overlapping center backs, you know, it's getting figured out. You know what I mean? It's getting figured out. And they lost Dean Henderson, who went back to Man United, but they brought in Aaron Ramsdale, who is a good keeper, but he is no Dean Henderson, in my opinion. He's still very young at 22. He's still learning on the job. He's still growing. So I think a 13th place for Sheffield United would be decent. They would want to improve on 9th, but I think it's going to be a bit too much for them because a lot of teams are just improving, and I think they're going to get figured out. I just think they're going to get figured out. You know what I'm saying? They almost got European football last season, but at the back end, guys, look at what happened after restart. They got themselves figured out. They did some sound business, though. Sound business. Let's take a look at the transfers. They did some really good business, really good recruiting. And as you guys could see here, look here. Aaron Ramsdale, 20 million euros, right? Max Lowe, a 23-year-old left back, which is good, bringing in young championship talent. They raided Derby County and brought in 2 of their fullbacks, Jaden Bogle and Max Lowe. These guys would add depth to their squad. Wes Fotheringham, he came in. He's a goalkeeper from Rangers on a free. Ethan Ampadu on loan from Chelsea. And I saw this one yesterday. It was a swap deal for Oliver Burke and Callum Robinson. So Oliver Burke finally basically getting a home. Hopefully Sheffield United keep him. And he would be running up and down the right flank next season for Sheffield. That's a good little addition there. He has a lot of experience out on loan. He was once at Leipzig on loan. So Oliver Burke, man, it's finally time for you to do something. Finally time. So those are the signings that they have brought in. Nothing to really, talk about. Nothing really big to talk about. But they have a solid squad already. Mark Duffy, he left. Luke Freeman on loan to Nottingham Forest. Callum Robinson left for West Brom. And he had Dean Henderson, as I mentioned, went back for Man United. All these guys here who were let go, guys like Ravel Morrison, Leon Clark, Kieran Freeman, didn't really play the big part in their 9th place finish last season. So it's quite fine. It's quite fine. I think Sheffield United would be okay. 13th. It wouldn't be a crisis of any sort. They would just win a lot less games next season, to be honest. And I should say this season because the season is starting in 2 days. So they spent 28 mil. They didn't make any money. And I don't think they would spend a lot more. Remember, the transfer window goes deep. Not deep. It ends early in October. So who do you guys have at 13th? We got to run through these. Time is flying by. 13th. Yankee Graham has Fulham. Fabio, what's up? Newcastle at 13th, said Damian Perez. Michael Lulapido, Newcastle 12th. All right, so we're going to move on, though. We're going to move on to the next one. Guys, remember, doing this live because it's either live or none at all. Seriously. I wasn't feeling to make a video about this, so I just said, let me do something a bit more interactive. I'm just being honest, man. So, yeah. Kenny Tete, the latest signing, 3.2 million euro fee from Olympique Lyon to Fulham. Fulham, they added again. At 14th, guys, the club that I'm picking to come in 14th next season is going to be West Ham United, man. West Ham United, I'm picking to come in 14th. And look, they didn't do well last season. They didn't do well last season at all. They were horrible last season. And I'm being very kind to them and say I think they came in 15th last season, and I'm going to give them one improvement up to 14th. I think the squad is still very good for them to stay up, but I don't think they're going to place get a top 10 finish. I don't. I really don't. Really don't. So David Moyes, on his second coming to West Ham, he helped them stay up, along with Mikel Antonio. Mikel Antonio helped them to stay up as well and help them avoid a potentially catastrophic drop to the second division. But I think a lot of players underwhelmed last season. A lot of players, man. And we could take a look at some of these players right now. I think guys like Felipe Anderson, underwhelmed. Even Pablo Fornals, Manuel Lanzini, underwhelmed. Jack Wilshere, he's always injured. He wasn't good at all. But, guys, the players who actually saved West Ham, Thomas Soucek, Jared Bowen, who came in for a big money transfer in January, and Mikel Antonio. Sebastian Haller, he got injured, and he was not so impressive at all last season. Yarmolenko injured for most of the season, and he came back at the end there, scored a few goals. But these guys got to stay fit, though. Declan Rice, one of the best players for West Ham United, and they might lose him. Fredericks got injured at the back end there, so that was a big letdown as well. Their center back, look, Ogbonna, he's 32. Issa Diop is a very good talent, but I think they need another center back. I think West Ham need another center back. Fabianski injured for most of the season. Look, they need a fit Fabianski, and they need another solid center back, to be honest. Valbuena, Ogbonna, not cutting it, in my opinion. Let's look at the transfer business done so far this season. Transfer business, not a lot. Thomas Soucek, that's since January. That is since January, and that's it. They have sold a bit of players, though. Sold Grady Diangana, and the West Ham fans are pissed off about this 22-year-old left winger. But the thing is, they brought in Jared Bowen, who I think also plays that way. Let's check Jared Bowen to make sure he's a left winger. He's a left winger too. Yeah, he's a right winger. Bowen is a right winger, but I could swear Bowen was playing down the left sometimes. But anyways, Felipe Anderson is still there. He's only 27 years old. I really admired him while he was at Lazio. Did well in his first season or two, but last season, not good and injured. Not good and injured. So let's go back. Let's go back to their transfer dealings. Zabaleta left. Carlos Sanchez released. Soucek brought in, as I said, on a permanent basis. Roberto, they got rid of him. He was the worst keeper I ever saw. And Albion Ayete, a center forward, they let go to Celtic. Maybe they needed to keep some of these players in the team. But I think a 14th place is good. In my opinion, lastly, I have to say about West Ham, I think they need to get rid of some of these older players and start rebuilding for the future. Seriously. And it's not looking like they want to do that, because if you have a 22-year-old in Diangana, talented player, and 23-year-old Albion Ayeti, and you're letting them go, that's not sending the right signals at all. Seriously, it's not. They've been linked to Tarkowski here. As I said, you see, I said they need a quality center back. They need another quality center back. They should get him. They should get him, and that will affect Burnley big time. That would affect Burnley big time. So, guys, what are you saying right now? Who do you guys think are coming in 14th? Josh Byrne, what's up, bro? Everybody who just joined the stream, what's up? This is an emergency stream, by the way, because I want to do Premier League predictions, but I don't want to do Premier League predictions. I want to do them. I don't want to do them. So I said, you know what, man? Since I'm in between, let me go live. When you're in between, always go live. Mace the Fighter, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a long time. Joseph Varghese, what's up? 80 Booth, what up? Sebastian, Leo Spremitz, what's up? Or Spremich. So, guys, that's my number 14. So, let's move on to 15th. 15th. Let's go back, though. Let's go back. And a lot of times too, when I'm about to do predictions for the Premier League, I overthink, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it properly. But I'm like, whatever, man, whatever. It's not that serious. So Michy Batshuayi has joined Crystal Palace on loan. I was talking about that all the time. He was there on loan before, and that's a great loan move for the Belgian. Seriously. 15th, guys. 15th. We're running through these fast. 15th, I have, who do I have at 15th? Who do I have at 15th, guys? Burnley. I think they're still going to survive. This is their 5th year in the Premier League since they earned promotion. Sean Dyche has been there ever since. And, guys, things are getting stale. They're running out of ideas. That long ball football ain't always going to work. It's just because they're a very gritty team and they have a lot of seasoned pros why they keep surviving year after year. But a lot of these guys have left the club. The club has been in some kind of financial turmoil. It's not been good off the field. It's been so on the field. You remember last, at Project Restart when they could hardly field the bench. They had to call up a whole lot of guys from the U team, the academy team. But I still think they will survive. They have enough to survive. They do have enough to survive. And I think they have some very quality players who could help them survive again. And I think a 15th place is ideal for Burnley. Look, they could place higher. Look, you got Nick Pope, one of the best goalkeepers last season in the Premier League. They can place higher, but I'm not going for them to place higher. I'm not going for them to place higher. Let's take a look at the Burnley squad right now so you guys could see, you guys could have some perspective on what's going on. The squad it's a very cheaply assembled squad. It's been assembled on basically scraps. What you see here is market values that has improved over time. But look at the team. Nick Pope, a quality player. He's 28, but he's a goalkeeper. Bailey Peacock-Farrell, he's a goalkeeper. He does play for Northern Ireland as well. And they got battered by Norway 5-0 the other day. So tells you a lot about his quality. I think he was in goal for them. So look, he's not going to be in goal most of the time. But what if Pope gets injured? You know what I mean? Lucas Jensen and Will Norris. Look, we're not even going to talk about these guys. But look, Will Norris came in from Wolves. That's a signing they made this season. He's 27 years old, and I've never heard about Will Norris. Tarkowski could leave. Ben Mee, a quality centre-back formerly of Manchester City. Kevin Long. All these guys are seasoned guys. Seasoned. But look at these guys like Jimmy Dunn, Bobby Thomas. These guys are coming up from the under-23 teams. Who knows? They could turn out to be gems, but that's a gamble. Charlie Taylor, Eric Peters, Matthew Lowton. These names, we know these guys. And that's why I say they're going to stay up. Phil Bardsley, he's 35 years old though. Jack Hawk, 31. The squad is old. Ashley Westwood, the squad is old, but they're gritty. Josh Brownhill, who has been very impressive, to be honest. Him along with Dwight McNeil, very impressive. But you look at Mace Goodrich coming through the youth ranks. Robbie Brady, he's been around forever. You have Johan Berg Goodmanson, quality player, but always injured. Chris Wood, Ashley Barnes, Jay Rodriguez, Matej Vidra. If these guys are all fit throughout the season, there will be some pain in the asses. So Burnley are going to stay up, in my opinion. They're going to stay up. Let's take a look at their transfer records this season, or the transfer business. They brought in they brought in Will Norris. And that's for an undisclosed fee. It's probably under $1 million. Aidan McNeil, he came back on loan, and Ben Gibson. So if you check the departures though, Joe Hart left, Jeff Hendrick left, Aaron Lennon left, Ben Gibson on loan. He went back out on loan. Aidan McNeil went back out on loan to a different Australian club, and they let go Adam Legzins. So Burnley basically has no money to spend right now. They got no money to spend, So they may be forced into selling James Tarkowski to raise some money to help their financial problems. They may be forced to sell Dwight McNeil because I've seen him linked to Leicester City. So, look, Burnley, 15th. 15 for me. 15 for me. 15th. 15th. But hello to everybody in the chat right now. I appreciate everybody tuning in and joining me for another live stream. Let's move on to the team I'm predicting to come in 16th. And guys, we could also see, I must say this right now, Sean Dyche, who knows what would happen to him if Burnley struggles this season. Maybe they hold on to him, or maybe they look to offload him, hire somebody a bit more, let's say, affordable, a bit cheaper, because he probably racked up some higher wages over the few years he's been at the club. So at 16th, who do I have at 16th here? Who do I have at 16th? Guys, I'm going for Brighton Hove Albion at 16th. And despite Brighton revamping their squad under a more attacking, a more innovative manager in Graham Potter, I can still see them struggling next season, to be honest. I can still see them struggling, but staying up. Won't be surprised if they go down, though. Won't be surprised, but I could still see them staying up. Matt Ryan, quality goalkeeper there. He has been with them for some time, and he'll have an okay season, but he'll have to fetch the ball out of the back of the net on quite a few occasions. Look here. They have a good defense. Lewis Dunk, guys like Webster. They brought in Joel Veltman, and they're going to keep Ben White. Ben White, who was highly impressive at Leeds, they're going to keep Ben White. They have decided, I think, to keep Ben White and strengthen their back line. I still think they're going to struggle. Dan Burn, he plays over in the fullback position most of the time. Bernardo. Tariq Lamptey, highly impressive right back. Couldn't make the grade at Chelsea because of Aspilicueta. Reece James, who's not even a right back, had to play right back. Lamptey, exciting talent. But guys, man, still think they're finishing in 16th place. Bissouma, Davy Proper, all these guys will be good in midfield. Dale Stevens, but they're not getting younger. They are not. Solly March, who I think needs to step his game up. Alexis McAllister, the Argentinian, who has English background as well. Look, he was good last season. I think he could be a shining light for them. Pascal Gross. Look, I just think 16th, man. 16th. What I think is going to happen to Brighton, Graham Potter, with his attacking style, he's going to try to take teams on, and it's going to backfire on him. Because teams have already seen what he's going to bring last season. And they didn't do great last season. You know what I'm saying? So, look here. 16th. Neil Maupay, Aaron Connolly. These guys are going to struggle. Leandro Trossard, very talented player. Izquierdo might be fit again. Jahan Bash need more game time, in my opinion. They're going to struggle. So I'm going to go for Brighton Hove Albion to come in 16th. And this is despite overhauling the squad, because let's take a look at their transfer business really quick. Joel Veltman brought in. Jensen Veer, 18-year-old player. Adam Lallana on a free from Liverpool. Look, he would need to stay fit. Ulrich Ella, 19-year-old player from Amiens, free transfer. Mulumbi, promoted. Max Sanders, promoted. And those are the signings. So they're trying to refresh the squad, basically, younger players and a few seasoned pros in Veltman and Lallana. But I still don't think it's good enough. Robert Sanchez, young Spanish keeper there. I'm very familiar with him from FIFA. He might be in the squad, may go out on loan. But you see, they have a lot of guys here who came back from loan that might be part of the team this season. I would love to see Percy Tau in the Premier League, but I don't think he can't get a work permit. Can't seem to get a work permit. Knockout was sold to Fulham. think they should have kept Knockout. But you see, that's the business here. Aaron Moy, I was so shocked with this transfer. Aaron Moy went to the Chinese Super League. Graham Potter hardly played Aaron Moy last season. Martin Montoya went back to Spain, to Betis. And you guys could see Percy Tau on loan. Glenn Murray, I was surprised with this one, though. I was surprised with this one because Glenn Murray hardly played last season. Glenn Murray's the kind of guy you could have in your team. But then again, you know what? He wants more game time, so he went to Watford. Whatever. Glenn Murray's the type of player you want in your team. 80 minutes, you're still behind. Bring him on. You could do something. Put the ball in the box. Glenn Murray, with his experience, a Brighton legend, and you send the man out alone. I don't get it. I don't get it. 16th, in my opinion. I think they will survive, but 16th. So, guys, just outside the relegation zone, I'll let you know the team I have right now as I go back to the Premier League homepage right here on transfermarkt.com. Just outside the relegation zone, I have. But you know what? Before I let you know, let me check the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. Bertine Broinhorst, you're not a big team. You have never won the Champions League. Oh, I guess you're talking about City. Guess you're talking about, you're talking to the Man City fan in the chat right now. You can't be talking to me. You cannot be talking to me. You can't. I know you're not. But anyways, let's move on. A little bit of banter there. But anyways, let's talk about the team coming in. At 17th, I'm going to go for Crystal Palace. I'm going to go for Palace. I don't care if you just signed Michy Batshuayi. I think you're still going to play 17th. Crystal Palace, man. 8 years since the last, they got promoted. And I think they're going to struggle this season. The squad is old. The manager is old. The ideas are old. Zaha ain't producing. Guys like Townsend, ain't producing. Benteke surely ain't producing. And look, 17th. Connor Wickham, did he go out on loan? Yes, I think they got rid of him. I don't know. But look, man, Zaha, Townsend, Benteke, they need to produce. Ayew was the best player for that, one of the best players last season. Max Meyer, he was such a highly praised talent a few seasons ago. I don't know how he ended up at Crystal Palace. And he needs to step up. Big signing here in Eberechi Eze. I never saw him play, but to pay almost 20 million for a championship quality midfielder, check his stats. Yeah, okay stats. He needs to step up. Schlupp need to step up. Guys like MacArthur and McCarthy are up there in age. They need to step up. Kouyaté, look at his age. Luka Milivojevic. These guys are all closer to 30. And guys, I'm in my 30s. So I know how you feel when you're in your 30s, man. I don't run the same anymore. I'm slow. I'm slower than I was. I'm way slower than I was. Van Aanholt got injured there. So look, Scott Dan, all these guys are old, man. I think they need to give this player a lot more opportunities. Jairo Riedewald, he came in from Ajax a couple seasons ago. Hardly played. Guaita, a quality keeper. But look, it's going to be a tough season for Palace. It's going to be a tough season. So let's just take a look at the transfer dealings so far this season. You guys will get more insight. Eberechi Eze, QPR, 17.8 million euros. Nathan Ferguson from West Bromwich Albion. Young right back on a free. Michy Batshuayi on loan from Chelsea. Brandon Perrick and Sam Woods promoted from the U team. And that's it. That's all that Crystal Palace will be added so far for the beginning of the season. Unless we have a new signing. Roy Hodgson, man, look, you're not the oldest manager around still. Mircea Lucescu is still, he's 75. He manages Dynamo Kiev right now. But Roy Hodgson, man, oh man, come on, man. Come on. Look, no kind of transfer business at all. No kind of business by Palace. I think they're gonna survive, but barely. But Barely. Can't see them finishing. I can't see them finishing higher than. I can't see them finishing higher than 15th. That's my prediction. That's my prediction for Crystal Palace right there. That is my prediction for Crystal Palace. So, guys, now it gets to the juicy part. Juicy part before we go into the top 10. The teams that I think are going to get relegated. The first team that I think are going to get relegated this season, guys. You know what? Let me just pull back to the Premier League thing so I could pull up the team when I let you guys know the team. The first team I think are going to get relegated this season. First team. I'm going to go for Villa. I'm going to go for Villa. I'm going to go for Villa. I don't care who they sign. I don't care what they do. I'm going to go for Villa. I'm going to go for Villa. I'm going to let you know why I think I'm going to go for Villa. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know. They barely survived the drop last season. Barely. Thank you to that mistake made by Hawkeye and goal line technology, or else they would have gone down and Bournemouth would have stayed up. But we could say that in hindsight right now. But I do think that Dean Smith and Aston Villa may struggle again next season. John Terry behind the scenes. I think these guys are going to struggle. Teams around them are getting stronger. And they're busy signing championship players with the intention of performing well in the Premier League. And I just can't see it happening. They won't spend 100 mil again like they did last season, but they might spend a lot again. They're a big club. Aston Villa are a big club. They got money, obviously. And look, they're going to need more than Grealish and Trezeguet to help them stay up this season. Let's just say that. Let's just take a look at their transfers. And I do not agree with these transfers. I don't agree with these transfers. Look here, right? Look here. Look at the money spent, right? You spent 46 million euros. 46 million, you know. 46 million on two championship players. One is 23, one is 24. Matty Cash, a right back. Really? You telling me you need Matty Cash? Cash. Spend a lot of cash for him. 15.75 million euros. Ollie Watkins, the high scorer in the championship last season. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was him and Mitrovic up there. But Ollie Watkins flopped big time in the playoff final. He should have scored. He should have stepped up then. You pay 30.8 million euros for this kid. 24 years old. You're telling me you couldn't have looked around Europe. I know you did already. You brought in Mbwana Samata. But what's going to happen to guys like Samata? Wesley, you did. You got Wesley. You got Samata. Wesley got injured. Samata didn't produce the goods. Watkins, is he the answer? Is Watkins the answer? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know, and I don't think so. I could be wrong. He could prove me wrong. But look, I just don't see Ollie Watkins. 30 million, a bit too much. They've been linked to Emiliano Martinez. They better hope and pray they get him. They better hope and pray they get him. Seriously. They better hope and pray they get him. Let me just go back here to check their transfer business really quick, outgoing, to just give you guys some insight on their outgoing transfers so you guys could know that. For some of you guys who don't know. Outgoing, a few guys on a free here. Nobody really we're talking about. Boha Baston, James Chester, Sarkic, Hepburn Murphy. Look. None of these guys really did anything. They didn't really did anything. Drinkwater didn't do nothing. Pepe Reina, I think, he almost make them go down. To be honest, he wasn't that great, in my opinion. Made a lot of silly mistakes. They better hope they get Emiliano Martinez. Well, they've been linked to Trippier. That would make a good signing. Grealish linked with a move outside the club for God knows when. He's not going anywhere. Milat Rashica. They should try to get him, but I don't think they'll get him. And Martinez, if they get Emi Martinez, maybe they can stay up. Otherwise, they're going down. They're going down. And that's my first relegated team, Aston Villa. Who do you guys have as your first relegated team? Who do you have? Let me know right now. I'm reading comments. I'm reading comments right now. Let me know before I move on. Let me know or forever hold your peace. Okay? Let me know or forever hold your peace. Anyways, you guys are, lagging there a bit. The next team I have relegating in 19th. 19th. I don't care who you're signing right now. I don't care. I didn't even eat breakfast yet. I'm kind of hungry, but I don't care who you sign right now. I'm going for Fulham to go back down. They have to prove me wrong. They would have to prove me wrong. They would have to prove me wrong. But I'm just not fully convinced with Fulham. They have been making some good signings, though. Areola, good signing. He's a World Cup winner. He's a World Cup winner. But how you end up at Fulham, though? Why? Why Fulham? Seriously. Why? The fact that he can't hold down a place at PSG just shows a man conflicted. Went to Real Madrid. Didn't play much. Now he's going to try his hand at Fulham. Look. Fulham. They spent 5 of the last 6 seasons outside the Premier League. They have no idea how to survive the Premier League. They have no idea how to survive the Premier League. They weren't all that great in the Championship, but they managed to win the playoffs, got to the final, beat Bristol City. Not Bristol City, Brentford. They managed to beat Brentford. But I still don't think the squad have enough quality, man. Seriously, the squad don't have enough quality for me. They don't. They really don't. They don't have the Premier League quality for me. Camara, he's going to come back. He was there the last time. Knockout has been in the Premier League. Yeah, but come on. Bobby Reed, Mitrovic, he's going to give you some goals. But we all know his injury record is very poor. Cavallero, former Wolves player, mostly comes off the bench. Onoma, very talented player. And Nisken Kibano, very talented players as well. But I don't think they're good enough for the Premier League, though. Look, they would have. I don't know if Jean-Michel Seri is going to be back in the team. Because remember, he used to be linked to Barcelona. Went to Galatasaray on loan after Fulham got relegated, I guess, to offset the salary, the wages. And also, Anguissa should come back. These guys should bolster up the midfield. Lemina came in on a loan from Southampton. They bought Harrison Reed as well. They brought in Kenny Tete. They brought in Anthony Robinson. And look, guys, I still don't think it will be enough. I don't think it will be enough. Seriously. They spent 100 million in that season. They got relegated. Slavica, Jakonovic got sacked. They brought in Ranieri. He got sacked. And then Scott Parker got the job, and he's been the manager ever since. Let's take a look at their transfer businesses this season. Look here. Knockout, Reed, Tate, Lemina, Robinson, Areola, Jasper, promoted. They have spent 28 million so far. They're going to have to spend more. They're going to have to spend more if they are to stay up. Players leaving: Luca De La Torre, Magnus Norman, Alfie Mawson. I'm kind of confused why they did not keep Mawson, to be honest. I remember he played a Premier League season for Swansea. He played the whole season. Steven Sessegnon sent out on loan back to the Championship. Bittinelli loaned out as well. Look. Not good enough. That's my opinion. Fulham relegated. Let's move on to the final team I got going down, and then we're going to move up to the business end of this prediction video. And guys, West Bromwich Albion. I got them going back down, and it's for similar reasons. Not enough quality in the team. I don't care who you're signing right now. Not enough quality in the team. Seriously. Newly promoted, still not enough quality in the team. Seriously. And to be honest, Slaven Bilic seems like the type of manager, and I had it written down right here. I'm predicting Slaven Bilic to get sacked this season. He's going to get sacked. He has been sacked a few times before. He is going to get sacked. He's going to get sacked. I do like that they made, I really, really like that they made this guy's loan deal permanent, Mateus Pereira. I really love that. Really love that. Think he was a Sporting CP player. I really love that they made his loan deal permanent. He's a quality player. I'm going to make a prediction right now. West Brom relegated, Mateus Pereira, he's going to join a different Premier League club or another big club. Remember, I told you that. I told you that first. But look at the squad, though. Look at the squad. I remember when they got relegated, man. I remember when they got relegated. I think it was Tony Pulis was at the helm, and then Darren Moore took over. I might be wrong, but I remember Darren Moore taking over and almost keeping them up. But they brought in Cedric Kipre, 23-year-old French Ivorian center-back here. I never seen this guy. I don't know of his quality. But if you look at the squad, though, Hal Robson-Kanu, 31 years old. Charlie Austin, 31 years old. These are Matt Phillips. These are the players you think are going to keep you up. Kenneth Zaho, he's 26, but still. Are these the players you think are going to keep you up? Kyle Edwards, he's talented. Mateus Pereira, Kamil Grosicki, he works hard, but he's 32 years old. Dion Garner, he's going to need a big season. Callum Robinson, he's going to need a big season. Look, you have Romain Sawyers, man. Shout outs to the man who plays for St. Kitts and Nevis. Lee Peltier. These guys are old as far the time. You know what I'm saying? Look, Kieran Gibbs, the old Arsenal man, he's back. He's back. Hegazi, Ayaji, Jonathan Bond. These guys are not going to keep you up. These guys are not going to keep you up. So let's just take a look at the current season transfer, man. I'm going for West Brom to get relegated. Dion Garner, I never seen him play that much, to be honest. But I know Mateus Pereira is a quality Brazilian / Portuguese player, you know. Probably because he's been a Sporting why he has a Portuguese flag next to his name. Cedric Kipre, David Button from Brighton. Look, Wilson Robertson from Sheffield United. They're going down. They're going down. And that's it for the 10th place to 20th predictions. Guys, that's how I did it. Now, let us move on to 9th. Let us move on to the top 10. Let's go deeper into the top 10, guys. Let's go deeper into the top 10. But, guys, what do you think about my predictions from 9th, from 10th to 20th? What do you think about that? What do you think about the predictions? Are they solid? Whoa, we got a $5 super chat from Doug, man. What up, Doug? So Doug is saying £5 super chat. Doug is saying first Liverpool, second City, third Chelsea, fourth United, top 4. He's saying, okay, let me actually pin this comment here. He's saying Aston Villa, Fulham, and West Brom, his relegation, although West Ham will potentially go down. Thank you very much, Doug. Guys, make sure you check out the Dugout Football channel as well. Doug is a really nice guy. I link up with him on Twitter, Instagram. You know what I mean? Been giving him a few tips and tricks about the whole YouTube thing as well. Because he's fairly fresh and new out here, you know. So, you know, you got to steer the boys in the right way, you know what I mean? You got to show some love as well to your fellow YouTubers. So we are on our end. The next 9 predictions, I expect to take about 30 minutes. Tops. Because I got to eat something. Then I got to drop my wife to work. I'm a busy man. Let's just say that. So thank you very much, Doug, for the £5 super chat there. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Also, if some of you guys have any spare change to donate, please do so. Follow Doug for the effort, just for the effort. And I'm not begging. Don't forget that. Not begging. Support your creators. Support the creators. So let us move on, guys. Let us move on. Let us move on. 9th place, man. 9th place. Let me pull up back my predictions here. And 9th. Guys, at 9th place, I got Leeds United. I got Leeds United at 9th place, guys. I got Leeds United at 9th place. Leeds. Newly promoted, the championship winners, Leeds United, coming in at 9th. And I've been quite impressed with the transfers that they have been making, the players that they have been linked to. You see that? Look here, Julian Draxler. They've been linked to. I don't know this player, to be honest, despite him being a Croatian player. Why isn't he playing for Croatia? If you're linked to Leeds, he should be linked. He should be playing for Croatia already. Get rid of Dejan Lovren, for God's sake. Seriously. Josko Vardial, or Gvardial. I don't know how you say that name. But he's been linked for some time from Dinamo Zagreb. Then Rafinha has been linked. Then Crescencio Somerville has been linked. I saw this yesterday. What up, summertime? Then we have Rodrigo De Paul. He has been linked, and he's a quality player. Udinese there. And they have made some very good signings so far. They were last in the Premier League in the 2003-04 season. That is 17 years ago. That was the first year I actually came to the United States to live. I was still a teenager, and I was still actually a virgin too. And now I have 3 kids, a wife, a car, a house, a whole lot of bills, YouTube channels. It just gives you insight on how long Leeds United have been out of the Premier League. It's not to tell you my business. It's just to let you know how long they have not been a Premier League club, and now they mean business. Marcelo Bielsa, he wants to look, he wants to make Leeds great again. You know what I mean? And they're making some good signings. They're really making some good signings. They have been in the wilderness for way too long. They were teasing for promotion for quite some time. Couldn't get over the hurdle, but now they're back. Let's look at their transfers, man. Leeds United, their first match will be against Liverpool. Not ideal, but could there be a potential banana peel for Liverpool? I would actually love to see it. I would actually love to see it, seriously. So look here, Rodrigo, Helder Costa. That deal was made permanent in January. Robin Koch or Robin Koch? Robin Koch. Big money moves there. Island Melcia, 6.5 million for goalkeeper there. I think he might be a backup, or who knows, maybe he might be the starting keeper. You never know. Joe Geldhart, youngster from Wigan. Jack Harrison, still there on loan again for, I think, the 3rd season from Manchester City. And they promoted Pascal Struijk. So that's the business they have done so far. They have spent 68 million, and they could be spending 100 million. Could they spend 100 million and get relegated? I don't think so. I think they're placing 9th. I think they have been doing some great business, and they will impress this season. In my opinion, Leeds United will impress this season in the Premier League. Seriously. I'm not saying that Rodrigo Moreno, he's gonna, is his name Moreno? I think his real name is Moreno, you know. I think his full name is Moreno, if I'm not mistaken. Rodrigo. Yeah, Rodrigo Moreno. I shouldn't second guess myself. I think he hasn't scored a lot of goals last season for Valencia, but I think he would be look, they should get Draxler. If they get Draxler, man, that'll be a good signing, because Draxler don't do anything at PSG. They don't use him enough. In my opinion, at PSG. So he should definitely join Leeds United. What do you guys say? 9th place? 9th place, guys. I'm going for Leeds. Let's move on to 8th. 8th place, guys. 8th place. Let me look. I didn't actually show you guys all this. Sorry. I should have pulled that up on the screen, but I didn't. Sometimes I make mistakes like that. But Leeds United, I'm going to give them a bit of screen time there. Leeds United, I'm going for them to finish ninth. Marcelo Bielsa just agreed on a new deal, so he would be their manager for the season. There was some doubts over that, a little bit of doubt, but I think they have a good enough squad, man. I think let me give them some more time. I think they have a good enough squad. Calvin Phillips just got called up to the England national team there. I'm not going to say I know the squad like that, but I know some of these players. Matthias Klitsch, he plays for Poland. He's a starter for Poland, you know. So they have some quality players, man. Ian Poveda, youngster from Manchester City there. Hope he has a good season. Patrick Bamford, I think he used to play for Manchester City. No, I don't think so. I don't think not him. Yeah, that's not the right one. I'm thinking the other one. I'm thinking another Patrick, but not Bamford. So I do think that Leeds would do well and finish ninth. Let's move on to 8th, guys. 8th place. I have Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers at 8th. 1 place behind where they placed last season in 7th. They placed 7th in the previous season. They placed 7th last season. And I'm going to go for them to place 8th. Despite not having European football next season, I'm going for 8th. Look, guys, you never know. The Portuguese Premier League team could place higher than that. But I'm going for Nuno and Wolves to place 8th. They still have the same bunch of guys in the squad. Mostly Portuguese players in the squad. They have lost, Matt Doherty to Spurs. And they have lost 1 or 2 more players out on loan. And they have let go on a few players. But they have pretty much the same bunch of guys. And I think they are going to impress again next season. A lot more teams may figure them out. But I still think they'll do well. And they'll win a lot of games. They'll upset a lot of top 6 teams again. And I like the signings that they have made so far, though. Mostly Portuguese signing, including Brazilian and Portuguese. So let's take a look here at the current season's transfer, guys. Current season's transfer. Fabio Silva. This one is kind of weird, to be honest, because I don't know how they're paying 40 mil for this 18-year-old player. But let's see. Let's see. Marcal. I'm really impressed with this guy. Played for Lyon when they beat us. 2 million, that's a great deal. For a 31-year-old Brazilian, great deal. Matias Sarkic, I don't know this player, from Aston Villa for free. Backup. Vitinha, the latest player to join from Porto on a loan move. 20-year-old attacking midfielder. Let's see what he's all about. And that's the signings that they have made. Helder Costa went to Leeds, we know that. Then, look, Matt Doherty. That's going to be a big miss. But let's see if the player who would be playing at right back this season do the job. Let's see. Let us see. They deploy the right wing back a lot. Play 3 at the back and have Adama Traore on the wing as a wing back a lot of times. They do that a lot. And no other big transfers to really talk about. A few guys out on loan like Morgan Gibbs-White and Bruno Jardao. These guys, still young and needs game time to develop. They will let go out on loan. So I do think that Wolverhampton Wanderers will do well again, but this time 1 behind what they did last season and place 8th. Guys, their squad is still very good, and I just want to touch on these players quick before I move on. But we got to talk about Raul Jimenez and what he brings to the table. We got to talk about Adama Traore, Pedro Neto, Daniel Podence, Diego Jota. This squad is really good. In the midfield, João Moutinho, man, the veteran. Leander Duncan, we've seen his versatility. Ruben Neves, we've known how good this guy is. Ruben Vanaga, to back up Johnny Otto. We know how good these guys are. They do need right backs, though. And that's why I said they may be deploying a right wing back strategy. I don't know if Luke Matheson is going to get an opportunity for Wolves this season. I don't know if this Oscar Burr guy is going to get an opportunity. But all I know, they're going to be using a wing back policy this season. A right wing back, and it might be Adama Traore. Connor Cody there recently got his first call up for England. Romain Saiz, I think he could play at right back as well. Ryan Bennett, Willy Bolly. Look, they're a very good team, man. They're a very good team. And I think Nuno Espirito Santo and Wolves are going to do very well again this season. So at 7th, guys, 7th, what do you guys say? What do you guys say right now? We're almost at the top 6. And for 7th place, guys, 7th place, I'm going to go in for Everton. Everton, Carlo Ancelotti and Everton has been doing some great business in the current summer transfer window. And they're one of the teams that are winning the transfer window. And I'm going to go for them to get 7th. Europa League, maybe if one of the top, let's say top 6 teams win the FA Cup, that might happen. Or Everton themselves could win the FA Cup or even win a League Cup. Now, the League Cup is City's title. It's City's trophy. But Everton, I think, under Carlo Ancelotti, who came in mid-season last year, could do something spectacular and finish 7th. They achieved a couple 5th and 6th place finishes under David Moyes back in the day, but they are way off from that kind of form in the last few seasons. And I think they're going to do well this season. A lot of people are predicting Everton to do very well this season. And if you look at the signings that they have made, it's leading right towards a 7th place finish or even a top 6 finish, in my opinion. Because look at Allen, man. This is an N'Golo Kante-esque type Brazilian player who would run for days. And he would annoy the hell out of people. So I'm going to go for Everton finishing 7th because of guys like Allen. Abdoulaye Doucouré, we know he's a box-to-box midfielder. He could be very dynamic and he could also be very underwhelming at times. But 22 mil from Watford. Watford are getting raided. Bournemouth are getting raided. Norwich are getting raided. But, bam. Good signing. Good signing. Niels Nkunku, a young left back there from Marseille B. He's a prospect. Who knows? He might be a gem. You never know. Big one. The big one. One of the biggest transfers this summer. James Rodriguez linking back up with Carlo Ancelotti. Used to play with him at Real Madrid. Used to play for him at Bayern Munich. And now he has joined him at Everton. Could you guys believe this? 6 years ago at the 2014 World Cup, would you have imagined James Rodriguez playing for Everton? No. Maybe Liverpool, but not Everton. Not Everton. So these are 3 of the big signings that they have made. Quite impressive, in my opinion. Quite impressive. You look at the guys who have left the club. Marcus Schneiderlin left in January. Martin Stekelenburg left early as well. You have Kieran Dowell, Umar Nias. Oh, man, bye, man. This guy Nias was a total waste, in my opinion. Kuka Martina, right back there. Finally, they got rid of him. He's an okay player. Better for Curacao than he is for Everton. Leighton Baines, man. He has retired. All the best, Leighton Baines. And Djibril Sidibe, who I think did a great job at right back. He was, he was sent back to Monaco. I think Everton will do well. And I think they will cause a whole lot of trouble for Liverpool this season. I'm going to predict Liverpool not to beat Everton in the 2 games they play each other this season. That's a prediction for me right there. Guys, look, Everton, 7th. They still have a they had a very good team, but they are improving on what they already have. Calvert-Lewin did great last season. Richarlison, he did great last season. I don't know if they're going to keep Yannick Bolasie. He's 31, but I think he could make a good squad player. Sandro Ramirez, I think he would leave. Cenk Toussaint, I think they should keep him, but he might want more game time. Look, Theo Walcott, you know what he can do. Anthony Gordon, breakthrough last season. Bernard, Iwobi, Gylfi Sigurdsson. The squad is good. The squad is good. Delph, he has, a lot of pedigree. Won a lot of things at Manchester City. Tom Davies, a good prospect in the middle. Gomez, a quality player. After, picking up that horrific injury, he has bounced back very, very well. And look, you have Coleman in defense. We know how fast he runs. Luka Dean, we know his quality. Everton are going to do good. Mason Holgate, highly touted to do big things in the future. Keane, Yerry Mina, Jordan Pickford. T-Rex hands, but his hands are actually long as hell, though. But we know what they are capable of doing, and I think Carlo Ancelotti and Everton are going to do big things, or else we could see Carlo Ancelotti getting sacked next season too. Fikayo Tomori also linked to them. We look at some rumors here. Maxi Gomez linked to them as well. The fact that you have Carlo Ancelotti at the club, very attractive, man. Very attractive manager, and he will attract players. Mose Ken linked back to Juventus. You know, you got, linked with a move outside the club. Gylfi Sigurdsson as well. He would move, but maybe not this season, in my opinion. So, guys, we are doing well. We are running through these, and I have the top 6. I have the top 6. This is where I got stuck. I got stuck at the top 6. I didn't write down any notes at all. So the top 6 would be going strictly off the top of my head. But I've made up my mind on the teams I think are going to place 6th to 1st. And guys, I try my hardest to be very, very, very objective and not to be subjective to the fact that I'm a City fan and all. I put everything into perspective. I did not make a prediction video last season, but I had to and absolutely had to do one this season. I want you guys during the season to tell me or laugh at me or commend me for actually predicting teams to play certain positions and now they're doing good. Teams to predict to place high and they're doing very bad. I want you guys to bring that dialogue to the table when the season begins this weekend. I'll be bringing a lot of heat. I'll be talking about a lot of games. You guys know I watch a lot of football. You guys know I watch a lot of Premier League matches, not only the City games, and there'll be a lot of content. I'll be doing watch-alongs when I can. I'll be doing my initial reactions when I can. I'll be doing a lot of post-match analyses when I can. And look, I don't even know. I don't think analysis is not a word. Analysis when I can. Look, man, look, at 6th position. At 6th. Let them know your 6th position, Dominic, and stop talking. Premier League, go back to there. Look, 6th position, guys. 6th position. Let me look at the team. Look, I'm going to go in for Tottenham Hotspur to play 6th. Tottenham. Sorry, Tottenham fans. Sorry, 6th. 6th. I've just not been impressed with their business. I'm not being impressed with their business, and I'm just not fully impressed with Spurs at all. They might do something against City like they have been doing. They might frustrate a lot of teams. They will win games, but they will also draw a lot of games because of the kind of style of football that Mourinho implements. You know, a lot of negative football, a lot of shut up shop after they score, a lot of, you know. So I think the fact that they have Europa League qualifiers to play. That could affect them early on in the season. If they do get in the Europa League, I think they should. That would affect them again. Thursday night football, you have matches on the weekend. You got to pay a price for that. You don't be in the Europa League and do, like, you do not play Europa League football and then come back and do big things in the league. It just does not happen. It just does not happen. And if you look at the Premier League over the last few seasons, that hasn't been happening. You know what I mean? Think about a team that played Europa League and did very, very well in the season, the Premier League, in recent seasons. And don't go back in time. Just go recent seasons. You know, not a lot. Like, look at their transfer business right now, right? I'll give you some insight on what I think about their transfer business. Lo Celso, he was brought in January on a permanent basis from Betis. He's a quality player. Matt Doherty is going to offer something a lot better, in my opinion, than having the very rash and the very reckless Ivorian. What's his name again? Damn, man. Oh, man, I can't even remember his name right now. Serge Aurier. He's going to be a lot better than Aurier, even though I think Aurier still does produce a lot going forward, but he's just wild. He's wild. I remember when Spurs had Liverpool to beat, and this guy Aurier brought down Mane. Like, what are you doing? These moments are going to, these moments. So, look, I still think they're finishing 6th. Matt Doherty, Emil Højbjerg. I don't think Højbjerg, to be honest, to be honest, I don't see the difference between a Højbjerg and a Harry Winks, to be honest, or Sissoko and these guys, to be honest. And Joe Hart, he's going to be a backup keeper, squad keeper just to train. You know? Seriously. Kyle Walker-Peters, he left the club. Jan Vertonghen left the club. So it's going to be more of, you're going to be seeing more of Davinson Sanchez and Toby Alderweireld at the back there. Michel Vorm was let go again. And Oliver Skip was sent out to Norwich on loan. So that's fine. But I'm not convinced with their transfer dealings. And look, if they are to place top 4 or even challenge for the league title, you need a fit Harry Kane all season. You need Harry Kane fit all season, and that might not happen. You need Eric Lamela fit all season. That might not happen. Steven Bergwijn, he's a very good talent, but he got injured too. Heung-min Son, he gets injured too. Dele Alli gets injured these days a lot. You're going to need these guys to be big this season. Lucas Moura, I think he needs a lot more game time if they are to do something. Ryan Sessegnon hardly plays. Sissoko, I think he gets way too much game time. And you got Ndombele, he might leave the club. I think Mourinho should give Ndombele more game time, less game time to Eric Dyer. You know what I mean? You have Ben Davies, Danny Rose back at the club. Look, they have some weak spots, and I think the left back position is kind of suspect still. Tanganga still in the squad. Jan Foyt, I think, all okay players. So, look, Hugo Lloris, he has to stay fit. He got injured. He gets injured too often as well. So, I think Tottenham are going to finish 6th. Europa League football, potentially, it's going to be too much for them. It's going to be too much for the squad to handle. And I'm going to go for them to finish 6th. Guys, this one, look, these are some controversial predictions. But in 5th position, guys, I have to make a call. And in 5th position, this is going to shock a lot of people. But I'm going to go for Man United. They're not going to challenge for the title next season, in my opinion. I think this whole Bruno Fernandes thing is going to get figured out. I think he's going to get overwhelmed. He's going to get tired. And it's gonna affect the team performances. And you have Pogba, who can't stay fit to save his life these days. They have the transfer, saga going on with Jadon Sancho. And I think Sancho might pull off an England job if he comes to Man United. He might not even do anything, to be honest. The front 3 are going to score goals as usual. Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Igalo, and these guys are going to chip in with goals. But look, I don't think they're going to win the league. So I'm going to go for them to come in 5th. And the fact that they have European football again, they got Champions League football, it's going to be a bit too much for this squad. In my opinion, they did have Europa League football to go with what they did last season in 3rd. But I just think, to be honest, United, because the teams above them have been doing so much better in the transfer window, or they have so much more drive to achieve more, are going to place higher than them. And that's just an opinion. They could win the league. They could get top 4. But for now, I'm going for United to finish 5th. They have to. This defense, this goalkeeping thing, it's a weird one. David De Gea or Dean Henderson, take your pick. Look. Harry Maguire, you know what's going on with him. Lindelof, Eric Bailly always injured. Phil Jones is still at the club. Luke Shaw, Brandon Williams, Aaron Bissaka doesn't provide enough going forward. He 1 or 2 assists. Look, Matic in the middle. Van der Beek, the new signing. Let me talk a bit about Van der Beek. He's a good player, but I don't think Van der Beek is going to make a difference here. To be honest, he's a good player, but Van der Beek is not going to have a Bruno Fernandes effect. Fred, what are you going to do with all these players? Everybody can play. Van der Beek, Pogba, Fred, Bruno Fernandes can play all at once. And what's going on with Juan Mata? He's just there earning wages, taking up space. Matic, look, United, They're linked to Tellez. They're linked to Upamecano. They're linked to everybody. Everybody. Every single body. Everybody. Look, the most rumors. United. Look, fifth. A shocking one, guys. This is a shocking one. This one is shocking. This is shocking for a lot of people. But I've made up my mind on this one for quite some time. And I'm going to go for fourth place. I'm going to go for Arsenal. Arsenal, I've been convinced with Arsenal since Mikel Arteta started doing some magic here. To be honest, I've been highly convinced with them. And I think they're going to do something very special this season. Arsenal, I'm going to make a bold prediction. Arsenal are going to gain Champions League football again next season. Arsenal, Champions League football again. They're recruiting. The players they already have in the squad has been very, it's been impressive. What Mikel Arteta has done recently, beat United, they beat Liverpool, they beat City. Did they beat Spurs too? Can't remember, but look, let's just look at their fixtures so I could just be right on that. Let's just take a look back at their fixtures for the 2019-20 season so I could just, explain what I'm talking about in terms of what Mikel Arteta did at the back end of the season there. You see that, right? That win in the final against Chelsea. Win against Watford. They did lose to Villa. That ultimately helped Villa stay up. But they beat City. They beat Liverpool. They did lose to Spurs. So that's why I needed to double check that. But that win against Wolves. That win against Norwich, Sheffield, Southampton. And if you look, you go back when Arteta came in. I don't need to go too deep into this, but he beat Lampard too. I think he beat Lampard too. So look, Mikel Arteta has been highly impressive since he joined as Arsenal manager, and I think they're going to do some big things next season. Look at their squad. Before I move on to their transfers, look at the squad. Nketiah, he needs to step up. Lacazette would still be around, maybe. Let's see. They've been trying to bring in Thomas Partey, but Lacazette, there could be a Lacazette-Partey deal. Reece Nelson, Willian from Chelsea. He's going to add a whole wealth of experience there. Nicolas Pepe. They have to play European football, so you need the depth in the squad. Aubameyang, man. Aubameyang. Oh, my God. He could potentially win Golden Boot next season. I'm going to, that's an early prediction. Potentially, though. Martinelli when he's fit again. Saka, he's been good. Ozil, I don't know what's going on with Ozil, but they need to do something, either get rid of him or whatever. Matteo Guendouzi, they need to get rid of him. He's overrated in my opinion. He just does a lot of running. Joe Willock, quality little player. They brought back Ceballos on loan. El Neni, back on loan. I don't know if they're going to keep him around. They just might for squad depth. Lucas Torreira could leave the squad. Xhaka has been good in the middle lately. Bounced back after cursing out the fans. Suarez, I don't know about this transfer too much. I don't think he deserved the move to Arsenal or even, I don't think so. But Maitland-Niles, man, what a player. He is a man who gives 199% every game, and I've been impressed with him lately. Bellerin could be leaving the club. And we have Kolasinac. He's been rumored to be leaving, but Tierney has been quite impressive. David Luiz, despite all the criticism, he has been good lately. You know what I mean? I do think, I did think they need centre-backs, but what did Arsenal go out and do? They brought in Gabriel Magalhaes from Lille. And he is a highly rated centre-back there. Saliba, who they purchased earlier, came back from loan, Saint-Etienne, and they have Bernd Leno and Emi Martinez there as the goalkeeper. Martinez may or may not leave. But take a look at their transfer business right now. I already spoke about most of them, but Gabriel, Pablo Mari, Cedric Suarez, William Saliba, and El Neni coming back there. Henrik Mkhitaryan was let go to Roma. Mavropanos sent out on loan. Pablo Mari, well, he is at the club. He came there on loan and then was made permanent along with Suarez. So I'm impressed with Arsenal, guys. I'm impressed with Arsenal, and I think that they are going to do very well this season, and they're going to finish 4th. Guys, for one of the most controversial predictions of the day, and this might send the chat crazy. This may send the chat crazy right now. But in third place, guys, I have to make the call, and I got to do it quick. The time is running away from me. Guys, I'm going to go for Liverpool to place 3rd this season. Liverpool. This is a tough one to make, guys. This is a tough prediction to make. This is a tough call. Very, very tough. But I'm going to go for Liverpool to come in 3rd. I think the squad is going to be stretched so thin this season that the Liverpool fans are going to be so frustrated, and they're going to be so frustrated at the board that they did not make the necessary signings to help the squad take on the burden of Champions League, League football, League Cup, FA Cup, and so on, international football within such a short time frame. The season is going to be crammed up with fixtures. And Liverpool are not making any signings. This is what Liverpool are going to do. Liverpool are going to depend. Look, I don't care what Klopp want to say about this. They're not that type of club. They don't want to spend. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do what City are doing. They don't want to do what Chelsea are doing. But look here. Liverpool are going to try to do some things that are going to backfire. They're going to try to do some things. And this is not being negative about Liverpool. This is an honest assessment. I think they're going to try some things that are going to backfire on them. And I'm going to tell you what they're going to try. And you guys are going to be like, yo, Dominic Rich said this, you know. They're going to try maybe to keep most of these guys in the team, right? We may see Harry Wilson leave, or maybe a Shaqiri leave, which I doubt Shaqiri. I'm more for a Wilson to leave than Shaqiri to leave. But like you have like Gruitch and all these guys who could actually leave, or maybe they'll stay. They're still at the club, so we don't know what's going on. We don't know. Thiago is linked. Nothing's happening in terms of that. Sa is linked. Nothing is happening in terms of that. They have brought in one player, Konstantino Tsimikas. And look, he's injured already. Quarantine. It says quarantine. But as I'm like, what? Anyways, he was brought in from Olympiacos. People are saying he's a highly rated player. They've been linked with Jeremy Doku. I saw that earlier. I was going to talk about that, but I had to do this video. But this is what Liverpool are going to try. This is what Liverpool are going to try. And I'm telling you, I have to back up my predictions. Liverpool are going to try. Oh, Genie Wijnaldum could be leaving too. Liverpool are going to try, right? Let me tell you what they're going to try. Look at their squad right here. Let's take a look at this. Take a look at this thing right here. Look at this right here, right? This is a team sheet, right? You see what they did in the Community Shield when they played Williams at right back, Robertson at left, and Robertson was really good, but Williams was kind of out of his depth. He was like thrown out in the deep end, and he could hardly swim. Liverpool are going to try a lot of these things this season. And they can't afford any injuries. Liverpool have put themselves in a position right now where they cannot and absolutely cannot afford injuries. Because let's say, God forbid, Trent Alexander-Arnold pick up an injury. Who are you going to throw in there? Nico Williams? We see that Nico Williams isn't that fast. He isn't that strong. He's a talented player. But Nico Williams is no Trent Alexander-Arnold. Van Dijk, we know he's going to be fit. But you guys have seen Van Dijk has not been the Van Dijk of the last, let's say, 2 full seasons. He has been making a couple mistakes. Players are figuring out how to go around him. Liverpool's high line are getting run behind. And Joe Gomez is very suspect. We all know that. Joel Matip is not the most fit. He's going to be injured a lot. So if Liverpool has like a Matip and Gomez injured at the same time, or let's say a Van Dijk, I know Fabinho could fill in at the back, but do you want a Fabinho at center back all the time for 6 to 8 games? No, you don't. And in order to combat this and in order to make sure that players stay fit, Liverpool are going to rotate. They have to rotate. Robertson is going to rest sometimes. Tsimikas is going to play. And that is where the quality is going to drop off and they're going to get figured out. Look at that. In the middle of the field there, which has been a problem area for Liverpool. Naby Keita, he can't stay fit, but if he does stay fit, he does play well. Milner, we know, is up there in age, and you can't really depend on Milner, really, to provide the balls for the forwards like that. You're going to have Firmino dropping back every minute to fetch the ball, going forward, pushing forward. And Milner, he's hardly going to be involved, mostly off the bench or maybe in the cup games, in my opinion. Henderson, he's not fully fit these days, and we all know he could be suffering from some, some post-traumatic stuff from not winning the PFA or the Premier League Player of the Season. That's just a little joke, but the pressure will be on Liverpool to defend their title. That Klopp says that they're going to attack. Attacking the title could be very detrimental as well. You could leave yourself open behind. Sadio Mane, Salah, and Firmino need some help. Where is the help? Yes, Minamino is going to get some game time. Minamino, maybe Harvey Elliott if he stays. Divock Origi, Shaqiri. You have Harry Wilson. But are these guys good enough to do what Mane, Salah, Firmino does? Mane, Salah, Firmino, they're not going to get a break. If they do get a break, the quality drops off. And hence, I'm predicting Liverpool to place third. Look, Liverpool could also go on and win the damn title. I'm going to say that too. They could go on and defend the title and prove me wrong. But right now, I'm going to go for them finishing third. And I think that's a fair assessment. Let's take a look at their fixtures, though. Let's take a look at their Premier League fixtures to start with, to just see how I think they might just start the season off. Look here. It's going to be, look, Leeds, Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa, Everton. Those are not the easiest of fixtures. Maybe the Villa fixture, but you don't know what Leeds are going to do. Chelsea, man. Oh, we haven't even got to them yet. Arsenal have shown that they could beat them. Everton, away at Goodison Park. We know that Liverpool does not play well at Goodison Park. They played a home match. The first 5 games, 3 away games. 3 away games. The home games, they could win, but they need the fans in the stadium. Liverpool feed off the fans a lot, and that could actually be detrimental. Since there's no fans, it could actually hurt Liverpool. We recently see that they picked up a negative result at home recently, and the fans weren't there. So Atletico Madrid beat them at home. So look, third. I don't need to elaborate. Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool, I'm going to go for third. A few seasons ago, this would have been a very, very sensible prediction, but now it's not. It's a weird one. It's a curveball, but I have to go for them finishing third. Second place. And I know you guys might say I'm a little biased or whatnot, but first and second, who's going to win the league? The last 2 teams I have here, Chelsea, Man City. Chelsea or Manchester City. Chelsea or City. In City's argument, Pep Guardiola will be out for blood. Came in second behind a very good Liverpool team last season. Chelsea, 15 points behind last season. Could those signings of Werner, Ziyech, Havertz close the gap? Thiago Silva, close the gap. Potentially a goalkeeper in Mendy, close the gap. Chilwell, close the gap between Chelsea and City. Remember, there was a gap. Could they close the gap? Frank Lampard, basically almost still a very, very kind of rookie manager, only in his third season. Only in his third season. Let's take a look at Chelsea right here. Let's take a look at Chelsea. Kepa. Chelsea are not going to win the title with Kepa in goal. And if you don't have Kepa in goal and you bring in the new guy, Mendy, Edouard Mendy, he's 28 years old. He's a highly rated keeper. If you bring in Edouard Mendy, right? If you bring in Senegalese, Edouard Mendy, I didn't know where he was from. If you bring in Edouard Mendy, are you going to win the title with Mendy? A fresh keeper to the Premier League. Think about that. I know teams have done it, but still, is Mendy good enough? We don't know anything about Mendy, really. Chelsea not going to win the title with Kepa. They're not winning the title with Kepa. Could they win the title with Rudiger, Zuma, Christensen, Sarr, Thiago Silva at the back? We saw how bad this defense was last season. Aspilicueta, Chilwell, he's not even ready yet. He's still injured. Marcos Alonso, Reece James. I know these other guys might leave the club. Davide Zappacosta, Baba Rahman, all these guys. Emerson, they might potentially leave the club. Is Chelsea going to win the league with these guys? N'Golo Kante has not looked himself. Jorginho, he's not. Look, sorry, he was a sorry player. He has moments of quality, but other times it's just like he's not even there. Ross Barkley, Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, all these guys. Look, Kovacic has been very, very good. Loftus-Cheek, we know he has injury concerns. Ross Barkley, he's very mercurial. Sometimes good, sometimes very bad. But where Chelsea is very strong and frightening is in the attack. The defense is still suspect, in my opinion. Could they win the league with that defense? Could they win the league with that defense and let the attack help to offset the drop in quality in the defense? Because the defense might look kind of okay on paper, but on the field, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole nother story. But up top is where they look good. Giroud, his experience, his guile. Come off the bench, sometimes start. Werner, Abraham, Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, Christian Pulisic injured right now though. Mount, Havertz. Guys, it's scary. It's scary. But I do not think, and I'm going to make this prediction, I do not think Chelsea are going to win the league. I don't think they're going to win the league. I don't think they're going to win the league. And you guys might say, Dominic, you're being biased, but I'm going to let you guys know exactly how I feel. I think they're not going to win the league, but they could win the league because they could win the league. It's Chelsea. They have won it a few times in the last recent seasons under Mourinho and then under Conte. They could win the league, but I don't think they're going to win the league. They could prove me wrong. Look at the signings that they have made. They have spent 223 million euros so far. 223 million euros. And I mentioned all the players that they have signed already. They have sold a bit of players. They have sold 74 million euros worth of players. Morata, Pasalic, Nathan, Danilo Pantic. Pantic went out on loan, but Willian left, Pedro left. They have basically revamped the entire team. Do you guys think that a revamped team are going to win the league this season? These guys have to gel. They have to play in the Champions League as well. There's other cup competitions. I don't think, look, Frank Lampard, he has his work cut out for him. I think it's going to be a bit too much for him, to be honest. But Chelsea could also finish third or fourth. They could also finish third or fourth or even win the league. But my prediction is that Chelsea are going to come in second. And the winner of the 2020-21 English Premier League title is going to be Manchester City, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a City fan. I'm making that clear to everybody. I'm not hiding. But I'm being objective, very objective on this one. And I think City is going to win the league simply because they did it 4 times in the last decade. They won it twice in the last 3 years. They came in second last season, and City are just out for blood. Remember, I told you guys this, and you guys are going to come back and say, yeah, you know what? Dominic did say this, you know. He did say this. City are out for blood. Remember, I told you Pep Guardiola are out for blood. They're out for blood. Pep Guardiola, do not trust this guy, Pep Guardiola. And you see that man right there? Do you see this man right there? You see that right there? 70% chance that Koulibaly will join City. And he's the only rumor on here. But Houssem Aouar has also been linked with the club. Ruben Diaz has also been linked with the club. You have Diego Carlos. Look, just know this. Know this. City are going to bring in another quality center back. And it's going to give a lot of people heart attack, shittings, nervous breakdowns, and it's just going to, listen, City are winning the league. City are winning the league. City are, and I say this with a lot of passion, that City are winning the league. If City manage not to win the league, look, I'll also be humble enough to say they just weren't good enough again. They just weren't good enough again. But when you look at this squad and the depth and the way the squad has been improved, City has to win the league. What we did last season and still came in second, City has to win. Look, there will be no more Fernandinho at the back. No more Fernandinho, no more experiments. No more experiments. I don't want Zinchenko at left back. I want Zinchenko to come on as a midfielder sometimes or play in the cup. This is what City needs to do. When we have Sergio Aguero back fit, I don't know when he's coming back. Let me check and see when his injury return is still unknown. But when Sergio Aguero, you guys forget we have Aguero. You guys seem to forget that City have Aguero. And that's one reason I did not even want to make this prediction too, because I didn't want to put myself in a position to say that City are going to win the league and then we don't win the league. But I'm like, you know what? I have to make the call. I have to make the call, and I do think that City are going to win the league. City are going to win the league. Look at the transfer business so far. Not a lot, but look at the signings that Pep Guardiola brought in. And I'm going to explain the Nathan Ake signing to you guys. Very quality center back who could also play at left back. And he played at left back for the Netherlands. I really don't want to see him playing at left back for City, but he can. Maybe in the cup games, but in the league games, I don't want to see Ake at left back at all. I don't want to see him at left back. Pep may also implement a three-prong center back strategy where you might see Ake, you're going to see Laporte, and you could even see a Kyle Walker at center back if there's a three-man center back implemented. Ferran Torres, we have seen him play for Spain. This man is a quality signing. This man is a steal. And he's the replacement for Leroy Sané. And I think he is a great replacement, and he will do a very, very good job in his first season for City. Very, very good job in my opinion. And those are the two main guys. The other guys, these guys are just fringe players, or they're going to be sent out on loan. And the guys who have left the club, Leroy Sané, David Silva, all the best at Sociedad. Claudio Bravo, all the best at Betis. Itakura, all these guys, Issa Kabore, these guys are just part of a City group signings. These are City group signings. All these guys. Scott Carson will be at the club again. I would love to see Scott Carson play. But if you look at the business, City has made 45 million. And they have spent 78. You do your math. Basically 33 million spent. There will be more signings for City. Pep Guardiola probably has 200 million to spend. Dominic, you're way off with these predictions. Gotta get better, lad. Stingray, what I want to say to you, make predictions on your own before you come and criticize. How could I be way off? They're only predictions. They're either going to happen or they won't happen, and then life moves on. Who cares? Who cares, bro? You're taking this thing way too serious. You know what I'm saying? It's all entertainment. It's all entertainment, and it's all an assessment of how the teams will place next season. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. I'll still be here. You know what I'm saying? I'll still be here. But I'm making the call, and I'm putting myself out here to make these predictions. What are you doing? You're not doing that. You're not doing that. So until you go and do that, then talk to me. Talk to me. But I do think that City are going to win the league. Simply because they have the pedigree, they have the know-how, and City are simply out for blood. They're out for blood. Whatever happens, happens. I'm content with that. I'm definitely content with that. But I'll come back and I'll react to my predictions midway and then afterwards. Because I have finally decided to sit down and do predictions and to do them live. And I wasn't a coward. And I'm not saying that people are cowards to make videos. I came live in person, live in front of your face to do them and to explain every single one of the 20 predictions I've just made. And no, I'm not refusing to say Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. Last season, I thought that Liverpool were the favorites. I didn't make a video, but I did think that they were the favorites. But I have my reasons why I don't have them as favorites. I have my reasons. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. I'm giving you guys something to talk about this season. You're going to come on the videos. And remember, I told you this. If City don't do well in a couple of games, you're going to say, oh, haha, you predicted City to win. But I have to make the call. Guys, it's almost 2 p.m. my time. I have stuff to do. And these are my predictions for the 2019-20 English Premier League season. And I'm going to give you a quick rundown of 20 all the way to 1. 20th, West Bromwich Albion. 19th, Fulham. 18th, Aston Villa. 17th, Crystal Palace. 16th, Brighton Hove Albion. 15th, Burnley. 14th, West Ham United. 13th, Sheffield United. 12th, Newcastle United. 11th, Southampton. 10th, Leicester. 9th, Leeds United. 8th, Wolves. 7th, Everton. 6th, Tottenham. 5th, Man United. 4th, Arsenal. 3rd, Liverpool. 2nd, Chelsea. And at the top, Manchester City. And the reason why I also went live is because I just took literally 2 hours, almost 2 hours to do this. 2 hours. If I did this in a video, I couldn't have explained myself this well. So I like the freedom of going live. I could not have explained myself this well. So 2 hours to give you Premier League predictions. Pretty decent in my opinion. And I don't think I could have done better. And I think I did well. Whatever happens, happens. I leave it to the football gods. I leave it to the Premier League gods to, determine how the table ends up at the end of the season. Hopefully, it should be at the end of May or early June when the season ends. I didn't even look at the last fixtures though. I should look at the last fixtures. I didn't, guys, to be honest, I didn't go and look at the fixtures though. I'm not a kind of guy who look at the fixtures because you got to play the teams eventually. May 23rd, the end of May 23rd, we will know. We would know. So, guys, that'll be it for today. I appreciate you guys joining. Let me read one more comment here. Doug is saying, Dominic, you have your predictions. We all have ours. I'm not going to cry over you predicting City to win. I also... Wait, I lost that. Where did that go? I should have actually pinned that. Where did that go? Oh, let me put it there. I'll also speak to you soon, man. Good video. Thanks, man. Look. I predicted what I predicted. I had to predict them. I had to make predictions. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to say, oh, Liverpool, I should have picked to, you know what I mean, place higher, or City should have placed third, or Chelsea lower, whatnot. I think my predictions were solid. I think they were solid. You know what I'm saying? I think they were very, very, very solid. So, guys, from your boy Dominic Rich, thanks for watching another one. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.